Hi, everyone. You're listening to Radio Cherry Bombe, and I'm your host, Kerry Diamond, coming to you from New York City. Today's guest is Dan Pelosi, the cook, creator, host, and all-around delight who so many of you know as Grossy Pelosi. Dan has built one of the most joyful, generous communities around, and his new cookbook, Let's Party, Recipes and Menus for Celebrating Every Day, hit shelves this fall. It's a great guide to the kind of entertaining he's become known for. Unfussy, deeply flavorful, rooted in tradition, and engineered so the host actually gets to sit down and enjoy themselves. How radical. This is Dan's first time on the show, and I'm so excited to chat with him. I am such a big fan. Of course, we talk about entertaining and his beloved family, but we also talk about Dan's fashion and design side, which I didn't know anything about. He graduated from RISD, the famous Rhode Island School of Design, and went on to work in creative services with brands like The Gap, Ann Taylor, and Lou & Grey. Dan brings such a sharp creative eye to everything he does, from his cookie parties to his home renovation, and this will help you understand a little bit more of how he processes everything. Speaking of cookies, we also talk about the New York Times Cooking Cookie Week. Dan contributed a recipe to that package, and then we talk dating, life, self-care, and how he's really just a homebody at heart. Stay tuned for our chat, which was recorded at Rockefeller Center in New York City. And yes, Dan and I walked over and saw the world-famous tree after the recording. I love the tree. It's such a fun tradition. Speaking of traditions, tomorrow, Thursday, December 11th, Team Cherry Bombe and I will be in Charleston, one of my favorite cities, for our final working lunch event. This is a great series we've been doing in partnership with the Visa Dining Collection by Open Table and Visa, and it features lunch, networking, and a great panel conversation. It all takes place in 90 minutes, so maybe you can sneak out of work, hang with us, and return to your workplace before anyone even notices you're gone. We'll be at Brasserie Le Banc, and we'll get to hear from Brasserie's Vonda Freeman, Jillian Schaffer from Fig, and Corey Wong of Jackrabbit Philly and King Barbecue. Access to all working lunch experiences is available for eligible Visa credit card holders, and tickets are on sale now. Terms and conditions apply. Visit cherrybombe.com for all the details, and I hope to see some of you in Charleston tomorrow. Feel free to slip into my DMs and tell me where I need to eat while I'm in town. What else? The holiday issue of Cherry Bombe magazine is finally here, and the team and I love this issue so much. It's all about cake and features 3 incredible self-taught cake artists on the covers. Lucy Franc de Ferrière of From Lucy, Amy France, a.k.a. Young Kombucha 420, and Amy Yip of Yip Studio. The issue is packed with recipes and lots of great stories. Head to cherrybombe.com to subscribe or order your issue. You can pick whichever cover you want or check out our list of stockists around the country. We love our stockists, and you can find Cherry Bombe magazine in great places like Mama Bread in Nashville. They also have great bread, like the name implies, Ladybird Books in Charleston, and Matriarch in Newport, Rhode Island. Now, let's check in with today's guest. Dan Pelosi.
Hi.
Welcome to Radio Cherry Bombe.
It's the cutest podcast studio in the whole world.
Oh, it really is. And made even cuter because you are here.
Oh, thank you.
I have so many questions for you.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's Party. Your new book is out. Yeah. I did not know there's a whole fashion component to your life.
Oh, yeah. I worked with brands for years.
We got to talk about that. I just listened to a hilarious podcast that you did. I don't remember how long ago. But the host of the podcast basically proposed to you and asked for you to be a sperm donor. Oh. And I just want to let you know, neither of those things will happen on stage.
Thank you. I feel safe now.
Show.
I've been asked to be a sperm donor more than a few times in my life. And I take it as such an honor, but no.
Let's talk about the book first. Let's Party is your second book.
Yeah.
I know why you called it Let's Party, but tell people why you called it Let's Party.
Really, it's an entertaining book. It's dinner parties. It's not, big, elaborate parties. It's very much attainable, 6 or 8 people. And I actually didn't want to use the word party to talk about the book because the reason why...
You didn't get your way on that one.
Well, no. I mean, I liked it eventually. Like many things I do, I come around to the idea. I did not like the title of my first book either, Let's Eat, but now I love it. I'm sort of like, there's no party here. Like, I'm not throwing a party, but the response to what I share and what I do online and also in person is everyone's like, you throw a party like 3 nights a week. You're always having a party. That's a party. That's a party. And I'm like, that's not a party. I'm just living my life. And I think when I look back and I'm like, okay, I'm just living my life. There's very few people who can say that about the kind of dinner party, the entertaining. So how can I take something that comes so naturally to me based on my lived experience, break it down into really simple tips, tricks, plans, menus, and share that with everyone else. And so that's why I called it Let's Party, because it's about shaking down the word a little bit and making it my kind of party, which I say in the book is one where I'm sitting down the whole time. So it's 16 menus, lots of tips and tricks, days before, like what you can do to get the food on the table. I love social media so much because I get asked so many questions and I answer all those questions in the form of books, which is really fun.
Oh, that's so smart.
I use it as like my marketing research.
And I love that you're so good about timing. I heard you talking about something for the holidays. You gave someone advice on how to get dishes of all different temperatures out at the same time. And I was having conversation with some of my girlfriends about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A successful anything.
Yeah.
Life, party, Thanksgiving dinner, holiday dinner, whatever you're celebrating, all comes down to timing.
Yeah, timing. And variety, like cold, room temperature, warm, hot. So it's just all about the different temperatures, the different ways that you're using your oven. I had 2 salads on my Thanksgiving table this year, and everyone loved them. And it's like, you know what? Those didn't go near heat at all. So I think that that's like a big part of reminding people, especially for this book, as I was creating menus, the strategy that I followed was the flavors had to work together, but also how I'm cooking them. Almost every single thing has a make-ahead or many make-ahead components, which is not something you can do for like a sauce that you have to just get off the stove and put on the pasta. And if you don't get it off immediately, like that's not going to work. That's probably not what you're going to have at your 8-person dinner party. Save that for like a 2-person thing. So there was a lot of strategy around the journey of it getting to the table for this book.
What is a good gateway recipe?
There's a really delicious lasagna in there. It's called Don't Tell Your Nonna About This Lasagna. My Nonna would be like, absolutely not. If she ate it, she would love it, but she's been gone for a while. But it's got a bechamel. It's got Brussels sprouts, leeks, chard in it. So it's just like a non-traditional lasagna, but it's so delicious. One of those things you can make ahead, you can prepare. I always tell people the gateway to any dinner party is something that you can put in the oven for an hour before your guests arrive that you've prepared the day before. A lasagna, an eggplant parm, meatballs, sauce, all those, like, I mean, for me, of course, it's like the Italian-American centers of the table, but that's such an easy way. A lasagna and a salad and some garlic bread, you can't go wrong.
I grew up in Staten Island, so I am culturally Italian-American.
Yes, exactly.
I have, Irish, Scottish, German parents.
Of course.
And my mom made sauce every week.
Amazing.
And meatballs.
So lucky.
And lasagna. And chicken parm.
Totally. Chicken parm. All the stuff that feeds so many people, it's ready to go. Yeah, that's the kind of food that makes me the happiest.
How was your book tour?
Book tour was so interesting. It was great. No notes. Truly, it was lovely. I have the best people out there in the world who want to come and meet me. I wrote a book 2 years ago, and I went to 25 cities. It was 2023, and everyone was just like so down to leave their house. And in 2025, people showed up, but it was like, I don't want to leave my house right now. There's been so many incredible authors who are all doing events right now. And back in 2023, there weren't a ton of events. So it was just different. It was mellower in terms of size. I only went to 10 cities, which is what I wanted. But it just felt like a totally different world. It was wild. There was a lot of repeats, which always makes me so happy. Yeah, it was nice. It was intimate, I would say, which is good. I was like, I can't do what I did the first time again.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think the biggest I had heard of was 18 cities.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm a Gemini. I'm down. If I'm on, I'm on. Also, my boyfriend moderated some of the events, and he has kind of a social media presence as well. So between the two of us, it was just so fun.
That's great.
We were just hanging in front of people.
I love that you were able to do it with your boyfriend.
Yeah. He's the best.
Well, thank you for leaving the house and coming to the belly of the beast.
You're welcome.
Rockefeller Center.
We won't talk about how long it took me to get here because it's so embarrassing.
It's okay. The tree was just lit, yes, and traffic is blocked. And
I can't blame the tree for everything.
It is a good excuse. It is a good excuse. But it's so pretty. I can't wait to look at it and bask in
It's
the
a good time. I'm here for
glory
a
of the
week
tree.
because I live upstate now, and I'm here for a week. And I realize being here right now is manic, but also really beautiful.
I love New York.
Going to like gorgeous dinners every night, and like it's just amazing.
In restaurants or friends' houses?
Restaurants. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything you want to shout out?
Well, I'm really excited. I'm going to Pizza Napolitana on Saturday, which is like one of my favorites. I'm going to East Sodi on Tuesday.
Oh, love that lasagna.
Yeah. And then I'm going to dinner with Helen Rosner I don't know where she's taking me, but that's going to be good.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a show.
Yeah, I know. That would be
Dan
a fun
and Helen.
show. That would be really good.
Eat at restaurants.
Yeah. So
I
we're
would
going
watch
to dinner,
that.
but I don't know where we're going. I get a lot of like invites to restaurants, and the second I need to go somewhere, I'm like, I can't figure out who invited me where or when, so I never end up taking them up. But anyways, we're lucky. Good problems to have.
We'll be right back with today's guest. If you are looking for some excellent holiday gifts, Cherry Bombe has great options for you. Here's one that's really special. From now until the end of the year, you can get 20% off Jubilee tickets when you buy 2 or more. Jubilee is our annual conference, and it's happening on Saturday, April 25th in New York City. It's a beautiful day filled with talks, panels, networking, and great food and drink. Head to cherrybomb.com to learn more. Everybody does love you, and it made me wonder, how do you take care of? They do. Why are you laughing?
That's just such a nice thing to say.
Well, that's true, but it also is true. You're one of those people that we need to protect because it's not easy to occupy a space like that. And I was curious, how do you take care of your mental health?
Oh, man. Well, I have to say, my boyfriend is really good at like reminding me, because self-care is not my natural instinct, and he is like a self-care king. He, in the past 4 years that we've been together, has like really changed my mental space. Also, my therapist, I tell people all the time, it's a privilege, but also there's sliding scale. Like if you can just go talk to someone, even if you don't think there's anything that you need to talk about, just go. It's just so helpful. I do think, everyone's like, you got to stop replying to every single DM you get. You got to turn your, and I'm like, no, I think this is what feeds me. I get the loveliest messages from people all day long, just about everything. And at the end of the day, they're just like, you just make me happy, or you like help me with this, or and I'm like, that's so nice. And that really keeps me going. So I think that the thing that we all think is potentially killing us, for me, it does feed me. So
that's good to know. When you said self-care wasn't always your thing, is it because you're always thinking about other people?
I care for others. Yeah, I'm like always worrying about everyone else and don't do a good job of caring for myself. But I try. I was talking to my therapist. I feel like I've been having some anxiety this fall, and good things, when really good things happen in my life, it gives me a lot of anxiety because it just gives you more of a reason to live. And then I'm like, when is something going to fall on my head and kill me?
Don't say that. Oh, my God.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to stand in your power and believe that you deserve everything you're getting. Mm-hmm. I've just got such a lovely, not perfect, but like just a lovely life right now. And it's hard to just not imagine it all.
I know. Well, isn't that the lesson we all learned from those self-help things on Instagram, that sometimes you can focus on the positive outcomes. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be what's the worst case scenario.
I know, and I try, but
2025 has been tough.
It's been tough.
I mean, it has been a tough year to focus on the best case scenario.
And I think, it's hard to know how to make an impact. And I tell people a lot on tour, a big reason why I wrote this book is because anyone, but especially as someone who has, hundreds of thousands of followers online, there can be this pressure to be like, I'm going to save the world today with a story on my Instagram. And it's like, sure, you can let people know what you stand for, or like spread some sort of donation thing or whatever. But like ultimately the most power that you have is by the people who you see in person around you in your circle. And I think for me, having them over for dinner, having them over for breakfast, inviting them to come stay with us, spending time with those people IRL is, I think, really powerful and healing. And I think that is something that I hope that this book or my life or whatever part of me or you're receiving helps you do. Because everyone's like, share a link, talk. And I'm just like, just focus on what the people are in your house. That's going to be the best thing for you.
It is tough, though. I had this conversation with Roti Brown just about some influencers and creatives who never wade into things that are topical.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about that. I understand why, especially if social media is your living.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do get a little aggravated at people who benefit from other people's activism.
Yeah.
And never wade into it.
It's such a fine line because you don't want us to be silent, right? I think that you want to make sure that your day-to-day models your beliefs. But also I think shouting into a void I don't feel powerful by shouting into the void. Like if I were to share the same message every single day, like to me, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to preserve some part of myself to focus on my strength and the strength that gives other people in my real life. So it's a balance. But,
I love that you and your boyfriend got to go on tour together.
yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just out there by yourself. And
No, we really did. He was working with me for the past couple of years, which was kind of lovely. We just stopped that because he's gotten so busy with his comedy and his performing and all that stuff. But yeah, we're extremely lucky. And he makes him his little tour packet of like vitamin C and like, you know, all the different medicines and potions. And he's always like, swallow this, drink this, rub that on your whatever, put your legs up in the air, stretch.
he's a keeper.
He's the best.
How'd you two meet?
We met in 2021. We thought that the pandemic was over because there was a vaccine. So we both signed on to Hinge and just like met. We both put something in our Hinge has you answer like 3 questions. And so we answered one question the same, which was like, what's the best piece of art or pop culture ever created? And we both put The Comeback, which is a TV show. Do you know The Comeback?
I don't.
Lisa Kudrow. It's an incredible show that had 1 season and then 10 years later another season. And they're actually coming out with a 3rd season now, like 10 years after the 2nd. It's a brilliant, very specific piece of comedy. And it just allowed us to immediately understand each other. Pandemic dating, like, 'cause, you know, I was like, fuck or flight, right? Every first date for 10 years in New York City, it was like, we're either going to bang or I'm out, right? Which is so insane. But the gays. But with Gus, it was like FaceTime date, walk, no touching, another walk, no touching. 3rd date, we finally went inside, watched an episode of The Sopranos, and kissed. So that, I was like,
So romantic.
that pacing was unheard of for me.
But it worked.
It worked, and it allowed me to understand him. And I don't think it's the only reason. I think we have much more of a connection than that, but it just was so nice. I was like, wow, dating, I've been doing dating in a real wrong way.
This is good advice. See, I'm not going to say the F word because my mom might be listening. But
Oh, sorry, Mom. You can beep it out.
But I wasn't F or flight. It was basically one date and they move in with me.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I know. It's
Wow.
terrible. So, well, no, I take it back. Not terrible, but just interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stop.
That's kind of lesbian behavior. by a
Public
straight
boys.
woman.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
amazing. I love that.
So I'm trying to stop that now.
Oh, wow.
I did just go back on one of the apps. I haven't been on in a long time, since 2010. I just went back on one of them. And you know what's funny?
What?
There was a really famous chef who came up who
Oh.
I thought was married.
And he wasn't?
I don't know.
Or was he? Maybe he is.
I don't know.
What kind of app were you on?
I don't want to get kicked off because I've already gotten in trouble
Yeah,
twice for
don't.
screenshotting.
Don't.
And I got warnings and then you
Yeah.
get kicked off.
Yeah, that's
But
not
it's the
good.
one that rhymes with playa.
Okay, cool.
Because I was curious, I hit the heart. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to know if he's single.
Yeah. Did you go on a date?
No, I haven't heard. This was yesterday. This
Oh,
is
it was
very
yesterday.
fresh.
Wow, late breaking. Wow. Yeah. I miss the dating thing, but I'm just really happy with Gus. And we give each other grace with having some fun here and there. So that's fine.
Well, we'll see how my adventures go. It's interesting to be back on there.
Are you recently single?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I feel like Cherry Bombe is in such a good place now.
Oh, good.
Because, we have an amazing CEO who started a few years ago. I think it was one of the first times I felt like I had some free space in my brain.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Put it that way. Yeah.
I just made a hire 2 months ago after I said goodbye to Gus from a professional standpoint, and she has given me some space in my brain, and it's just been lovely.
Yep.
I could be here and not worry about everything else that's happening.
So I'm going to try to not date like I used to date.
Great.
And just date to have fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
If someone's living with me in 2 months, could be like, fail.
I just can't imagine that. It's such an interesting thing. I just am my space is so precious to me. I'm sure yours is too, but still to let someone in. Wow.
Okay, wait, what else do we have? Oh, your fashion life. That's what we
my
have to
fashion
talk about.
life.
I'm
Yeah.
so intrigued. Okay, I didn't know you went to RISD.
I went to RISD, yeah.
You're a RISD kid.
I'm a RISD kid.
You're not what do you call yourself? A meatball
Making meatballs.
making meatballs. You're a RISD grad, babe.
I'm a RISD grad, yeah. I went to architecture, the interior architecture program at RISD. I went for graphic design, and then I quickly realized I wanted to do physical space, although I do love marketing and branding and graphic design. I mean, I think the most important thing RISD taught me or anyone is problem solving. Creative problem solving is just where I thrive, and so I feel like I love taking on all kinds of creative projects. Right after college, I moved to San Francisco and I got a job at Gap Corporate. And I was just like, wow, this is an incredible, I'm wearing Gap. I love Gap and I love retail and I love malls and I was a mall kid. But to be in the headquarters of Gap, and I just burst into every single meeting, invited myself into rooms I didn't belong in, and just was like spewing ideas out. And I ended up being there for 6 years. And it was like grad school.
Did you ever meet Michelle Hernandez, who has La Set out in San Francisco?
No.
She worked at the Gap and became a baker and has the most amazing bakery out in San Francisco.
It's such an incredible community. I mean, I know so many people from there, people who now work at Alex Mill or J. Crew or other retail brands.
You were doing store design?
I was doing store design. I was doing windows. I was doing some marketing stuff. A lot of people there were like, you're so annoying because you just get invited to all these meetings. The CEO like knew my name. Do you remember when they did the 1969 denim for the first time? The first time. They've done it 300 times. But we did pop-ups all over LA. In New York, we had a store in Soho where Aritzia is now. And I designed all those stores. I was like 24 and they were just giving me like insane projects. It was so fun.
Are you following the whole Gap resurgence now?
Yes.
Do you know Richard Dixon? Have you ever met him? Who's the CEO now?
I don't know Richard, but I know Erica. She just moved to Athleta, but she was the running marketing. And Calvin, who's the creative director. So some of the people below him, we all grew up at Gap together. So it's just been so cool. Yeah.
Was Mickey Drexler there?
Mickey had just left.
You met Mickey at our party.
Yeah, I know Mickey.
Remember that?
Yeah, I met him at the party.
You walked into the party and he was like, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah. Through some people like Allie Dillon, who used to work at Alex, and like we've just stayed connected. But yeah.
I've learned so much from Mickey. But he wasn't there when you were there.
He had left.
He went to J. Crew.
He was still in the halls, as they said.
Yes. Well, once Mickey gets in your brain, there's no getting Mickey out of your brain. And for folks who are like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mickey
Drexler.
Mickey Drexler is one of the most famous fashion merchants and retailers. And we've done a few things with Mickey, and he's got the best advice. You should follow him on his Instagram or LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay, so you're there.
Yeah.
So interesting that you're such a visual guy. So much makes sense now.
Yeah. It's all about branding and visuals.
And then you went to Ann Taylor.
Yeah, so I moved to Portland for 3 years, and I worked at an agency, and I did stuff with Nike, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, so with like Nike, and I was a creative director. It was an incredible food city. The only thing I really liked about it was the people and the food. And then I got a call from someone I worked with at Gap, and she was like, I'm launching this new brand at Ann Taylor. It's called Lou & Grey, and it's basically the pajama athleisure. She was like, we need stores. We're opening 12 stores, and we need help with marketing. So I moved there. And it was like, okay, I walk into a retail brand. Within a month, they were like, we want you to do windows at Loft, do visuals for Ann Taylor. We want you to launch all these stores. I just immediately was just pulling everything that was on anyone's side of the desk. And it was just so fun. And like, inside of these retail brands, it's pregnant women and gays. Those are my people. It was just it's really fun. And so I could have, there's another version of me that's still working at a retail brand and having so much fun and leading teams and doing all these things, but
it gets in your blood.
Yeah,
because I was at Lancôme for 6 years, and then I was a coach.
Oh no way!
For several years.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Reed Krakoff. I mean, learned so much.
Yeah. It's just so fun. We always say it's like the revolving door. You just kind of go from one retail brand to another, but great people and people that they're all like, with my new success, everyone's so supportive and they're all just lovely, and there was never any competition. It was just such a great.
I always loved all the visual merchandise people.
Yeah, it's fun. You have a good time, and we would do like overnights at stores and crazy installs, and
especially this time of year with all the stores transforming for the holidays.
Gus always makes fun of me because every city we go to, even yesterday I was like, we were actually this morning. Gus is working with J. Crew. He's doing videos with them. I was like, oh, that North Face used to be at Bonobos. When did that change? And he's like, you're so everywhere. I'm obsessed with retail landscape and what store closed, what store's opening. What part of the visuals? I love it.
Downtown in Soho, the Madewell moved uptown a little bit. And I'm like, why is the Madewell here? The original Madewell was down the street. And we used to have a Lancôme shop on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
It was the most random space that I think the parent company had signed a long-term lease on.
Totally.
And everyone's like, why is there a Lancôme store?
And there are no more long-term leases, which is why Madewell can hop and skip and jump across.
I didn't know that.
That's why pop-ups started, because landlords were like, rent my empty storefronts for a month.
So they don't force you to sign a 10-year lease anymore?
Yeah. I mean, I think, at least in my experience, this is going back 6 years now, but the real estate team would be like, wow, the landscape is totally different. Like, you can rent a space for a short term. There's all these temp spaces. It's just such a different, there's no longer the 20-year, 15-year. Also because I think it gives everyone a chance to either pull out or increase the rent, right? So yeah. True. My dream is to work with a food brand and have them let me design an experience. Because I used to design all these experiences for brands, like a pop-up or whatever. So we'll see. I talked about it with Tillamook a couple of years ago, but it didn't happen. But
do you want to have your own shop one day?
I don't want to have a restaurant. I do think there is part of me that wants to open a little Jones on Third or some sort of little cafe, whatever. But right now it's not on the cards. Gus and I dream about opening a soft serve place just because we love soft serve.
But I'm thinking more kind of a big night. Or,
no.
Where you don't have to deal with food service.
I don't think so. Big night is the best.
Big night's great.
They're so great. For 2026, I have, should they all work out, I might have quite a few brand product collabs, which is really fun.
Ooh.
So they do all the fulfilling, but I get to help them market and design. And so I have some cool stuff coming up.
I was going to say, what's on your bingo card, your 2026? We love to talk about. Didn't see that coming on my bingo card. What do you see coming on your bingo card?
Well, definitely brand collabs, I think, is really fun. I think a lot of people in the internet could ask for links and they all want to buy whatever I have or whatever. And it forever blows my mind. There's enough brands that know that I've sold a lot of their product that now I'm getting asked to do a collab. I've done small, cutie little ones, but now this is some big companies who are like, let's do this, which is kind of cool because I do think my audience compared to many other people on Instagram is a good size, but not huge, but they're really lovely and engaged. And I feel like they're all my friends, which is the Gemini in me. Oh. So it's fun. So it's nice to be able to delight people with these things.
I'm excited and intrigued.
Yeah.
Did you do a cookie for Cookie Week?
I did.
Did I see that?
Yeah. That is.
Which one was yours?
Oh my gosh. It's the Dark and Stormy.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's funny. We were just saying the other day, someone was like, what was the concept for Cookie Week? And I was like, are they going to well, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm like, are they going to say what the concept was? I don't know. But the concept was basically some other food that exists as a cookie. So movie popcorn, mint chip ice cream, Dark and Stormy.
Vaughn did the popcorn one.
I love ginger cookies. And I don't drink, but I do love a Dark and Stormy. I love ginger beer. I love lime. Once in a while I'll have it with the rum. And I was like, that sounds really good. And I pitched I was trying to remember what my other pitches were. But yeah, it got kind of wild. There's a lot of wild cookies in there, but they were all really yummy. I got to taste all of them.
I do love a ginger cookie. Is it chewy?
It's chewy.
Ooh,
I don't like thin and crispy.
I love
chewy.
A chewy ginger cookie.
And I took chopped dried ginger, and I chopped it up and I put rum and then I microwaved it or heated it up so it all absorbs the rum. And then I throw that in the batter. The batter has cayenne pepper in it, so it's a little spicy. And then the icing is lime and bourbon. And it's iced like old school. Then I had done it with the lime zest in the frosting. But then we went around and we were like, and then we decided to do the lime zest as a natural sprinkle on top. I go back and forth. I might make them with the lime zest in the frosting. But whatever. Okay, that's the fun part about recipes.
Try it either way.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy recipe testing?
I do. I'm really slow at it. A lot of people, their whole career was food. My whole career was not food. It's been 5 or 6 years. So I'm just really slow and I take it really seriously. Like all my New York Times recipes, I'm just like, oh my God, millions of people are going to see this, which is not true. But
well, it's not true.
Yeah. I have books. I have my website, but the Times really gets in my head. It really does. But to brag, this is an explicit brag, the top 25 recipes of 2025, they just announced it. And I have 3 on the list. Which is so cool.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I had 3 last year, which is wild. That blows my mind. That makes me really proud. So
New York Times, baby.
Yeah, it's so cool. I never thought they would have called
And your
me
book
up.
was a best-selling.
Yeah, the book hit the Times
New York
list.
Times.
I feel like I'm living in a weird fantasy world. I'm still working at Ann Taylor somewhere.
Folding sweaters.
And by the way, that girl's also happy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is nice. That person was also really happy.
I want to ask. Well, first I want to ask. Yeah. You must be able to fold a sweater like nobody's business.
Oh, hell yeah. I was at J. Crew this morning and I was talking to them. We were just talking about holiday and I miss doing windows and designing the windows. And I was looking at, they had this wreath made of old catalogs and I was obsessing over the production of it. Because that was so fun. Your engineering, we would meet with all these different vendors. I mean, you do events and stuff. How are you going to make this happen? Or what? It's just so fun.
I miss having that team at my disposal when I was a coach. It was just so wonderful. We had people who just worked on our events and they were so talented.
So fun.
And they were on staff, full-timers.
It all goes back to creative problem solving. Whether you're designing a cookie and obsessing over if the zest goes in the frosting or on top of the frosting or whatever, or designing a stack of sweaters or whatever. Yeah, or my house. I just redid my house, which was a whole other design problem. It's so fun.
How did you transition from the fashion and the visuals into food?
Well, I think I was one of like very few people before the pandemic who didn't really leave my apartment in Brooklyn very much. Like on the weekends, I would go to the market on Saturday mornings. I would invite friends over on Sunday for dinner, and I would spend Saturday and Sunday cooking. And I was so happy, and I would listen to music, and I was single, and I would just kind of zone out. I didn't go out. I'm such like a homebody. And I was a homebody in New York City, which is rare. So when the pandemic hit and we were asked to live at home, I went from sharing food on the weekends. I had like 3,000 followers, but people would watch and they would ask questions, to sharing every single thing I did every day, stocking my pantry. Ever since I was a kid, I was really good at staying home. It's just what I love to do. So in a time when people who are not good at that were asked to do that, I was quickly seen as a resource that could help them. And I just gained all these followers. And so from March of 2020 to March of 2021, I had gained like, I don't know, a couple, like 100,000 followers or something. And it was great. And I was getting all this attention from blah, 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 people sending me stuff or asking me to work with them. And then I actually put my notice in at N. Taylor. And my boss at the time, I think there's enough time has passed that I can say this. She was like, don't quit. Because she knew layoffs were coming. And so obviously it's better to be laid off than to quit. So she was very kind. Yeah.
It's good to have people watching it for you.
It's good. I mean, it was helpful. It was a tough time for retail and sad. So I was glad that at my level, I had somewhere to go, because there was a lot of people who worked for me who I was like, they need to keep their jobs right now. I have this budding food thing happening. So it all worked out.
Do you have mentors?
I feel like I do. I don't have like an official mentor, but there's a guy who, when I walked into Gap Corporate when I was 23 in San Francisco, there was just many elder gays working there. And one of them really took me under his wing and taught me so much, and still texts me all the time. Like, I'm making your New York Times, whatever. I'm so proud of you. So yeah, so I think, and then I also have my uncle who was sort of queer or queer adjacent, perhaps never said it, but he was a huge mentor for me. And he passed away actually in 2019.
I read about him on your family tree.
Yeah, He's the best. There is a very woo-woo spiritual part of me that's small, but does believe that him passing, and from whatever the other side is, he is the sort of guiding light of what I'm doing right now.
That's so beautiful. Was he out?
No.
Yeah. I had a gay uncle who wasn't.
Yeah.
My grandmother's brother, actually. Yeah. Who wasn't out, but he was such a great guy. And when I think back to how he couldn't fully express who he was, it breaks my heart.
Yeah. There's so much of my uncle's life that I feel this is something else I was talking to my therapist, when I'm probably going to start crying, but I do feel a bit responsible for living both my life and in a way living like his life, So.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. And I'm grateful to do it. It's not a bad responsibility, but I just do feel like a lot of the things that I'm able to do right now, he was not, but wanted to. So,
I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully folks have your cookbooks and are cooking your New York Times recipes, but they do need to go onto your website and look at your family tree, because that is one of the nicest, most charming things of anything I've seen.
That's so sweet.
In
Thank
food.
you.
It's really lovely.
Thank you. There's such a world beyond just me and what I share. People call it the Grossi cinematic universe. There's my grandfather who's 103. There's my mom, my boyfriend's mom.
I was going to ask you, because you have to update his age. It says 101.
101
on there. And I was like, I hope he's still here. He's 103 now.
Yeah, he's here.
God.
He was just at my house for Thanksgiving. And I built this kitchen in the past year, and I literally, he's in his wheelchair and he walks in his wheelchair. So he just like uses his feet. It's the cutest thing. I opened every single drawer in my kitchen and my pantry and walked him through it. And he just was like, it was beautiful. And what was really nice was that I love like a tablescape. You'll see it in the book. You'll see it in my I have a million napkins, and he's just like, like I showed him my napkin drawer, which is 3 drawers that are just chock full. And he was like, so you do like the food, but you also love all the colors on the table, and it's so beautiful. Like, he was filling in the sort of coloring book, and it was just really special to me for him to see that, because it's hard for him to understand the fuck I do. Sorry to your mom.
That's okay.
But you know what I mean? It's hard to explain.
We'll just put one of those explicit labels on this. So when you see the E next to the Grossi Pelosi episode, and you're like, wait, how'd that happen?
But yes, it was really special.
It's December. We're in the middle of the holidays. What is the Pelosi family doing? Oh, and first, we do need to establish, I'm sure people ask you all the time, you are not the love child of Nancy Pelosi or anyone in that family.
No relation to Nancy Pelosi. I get asked constantly.
Because it's not a common last name.
It's not common, no. When I lived in San Francisco, I used to lie to people because it would get me into a restaurant or whatever because she was loved there. But yeah, no relation. And what are we doing? Well, it's cookie season, so this is my big season.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
yeah,
you are a cookie king.
I love the cookies. I love the cookie party. My little cookie party that started 12 years ago in my apartment in the West Village has gone all the way up to 3 big cities and Crate and Barrel and all these amazing things over the past, 2 or 3 years. It's gotten huge. And now this book, the heart of the book is the cookie party. So it has 6 recipes. It has a guide to throwing the party, hot chocolate recipe, which is really exciting. But this year, I was like, I have to find a space to throw my party in New York City because I'm not doing a Crate and Barrel. We're going to do some other stuff. And my boyfriend was like, babe, this is mental health. He's like, you just built a beautiful kitchen in your house upstate. You put double ovens in. You love it. We have so much room. You don't have to throw a big cookie party in New York City. Do it at our house upstate. We have an amazing community there. And just make it small again. That's how it started. And I was like, everything you just said, I should have known because it's so right. Right? And so that's what I'm doing. We're sort of bringing it back home again, but to our new house. And so many new people are going to be able to experience my party now by doing it there. Some people are going to come up from the city, but I knew I would lose a lot of those people. But it's that's not the point. So that has been really lovely, sort of simplifying. And that's how I'm doing my cookie party. For the holiday, we're going to go out to Marin, where my boyfriend's family from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They came to our house last year. I think we're going to be in every other situation, but who knows?
Do you do a feast of 7 fishes, that whole thing?
I do. I try to. Depends on the audience. If Bimpy's there, I do. If my dad's there. California will do some, but Gus's parents are vegan, so I can't really do 7. But I always make my linguine with clams. To me, that's...
Feast of 7 beans.
Yeah,
feast
exactly.
Of 7 tofus.
Exactly. I know. I'm trying
7
to
veg.
Stop, but yeah, exactly.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. So we'll see. But, so much of what I talk about in the book, too, is traditions are amazing, but you can respect your old traditions while embracing new traditions. And I think that we need to get comfortable with that. Because either you are like, oh, I miss the way everything was when I was a kid, and then you're just stifled, or you're like, the way that it was amazing. How can I do that but different, but still embrace, so it's kind of that happy place. So I really like that. That's how I'm sort of tackling things these days, which is nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's do a speed round. What beverage do you start the morning with?
Coffee.
How do you take it?
Almond milk, unsweetened. Yeah.
What's always in your fridge?
Almond milk. Just kidding. Almond milk, really good Kerrygold butter, not kidding. Greek yogurt, a lot of cheese. Mm-hmm. Parm, pecorino, cheddar. I love those little sliced squares of cheese that come in the little tray. They're just
I feel like that's cheating for some reason, but I don't know why.
I buy peeled garlic. I'm good. The amount of food I'm processing in my house, I'm like, if my cheese can come sliced so I can have a snack in the middle of the day, sign me up. If that garlic's already peeled, thank you.
What is your most used kitchen implement?
Besides the basics, I just love a food processor. Everyone needs to have one. Shredding cheese, everything. You're just oh yeah, a food processor can do that. Mm-hmm. So I always encourage people, if they want to spend, that's a good one.
Is there a cookbook you love?
Oh my God, there's so many cookbooks I love. Any River Cafe cookbook, but the River Cafe 30, I just think is one of the most beautiful cookbooks in the whole entire world. I love the River Cafe.
And Ruthie Rogers, I just adore her.
It's just beyond. So those books are incredible. Yeah, and I always tell people 30 because it's kind of the amalgamation of all their books. But yeah, that pink, the edging on the paper.
Oh, the pink.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh my gosh, I can see that right now. I love it. I love little touches like that on a cookbook. What was your favorite food as a child?
My favorite food as a child? Bimpy's meatballs. So good with raisins, and they're my meatballs now. I would take down a bag of potato chips. Just take it down. My mom's carrot cake, 3 days old, in the fridge. My mom's carrot cake, it's on my website. It uses baby food instead of fresh carrots, which you're probably also considering a cheat, but it kind of is a cheat. You use 2 jars of carrot baby food.
I love this.
And it makes it there's a more intense flavor, and it's so moist. I love, again, Italian American. I think everything gets better in the fridge after a few days. Marinara sauce, this carrot cake, the flavors develop. I remember sitting in front of the fridge just taking bites of the carrot cake.
Any frosting on it?
Cream cheese.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to make this. You just gave me a crazy flashback because we don't really eat carrot puree here in America.
Yeah.
But when I was studying in Paris, I went to some family's house one night and they made carrot puree, but it was frozen.
Oh.
They love frozen food over there.
Yeah.
The mom didn't make it from scratch. She just made it from this frozen carrot puree. I just remember thinking, like, this is so good.
I mean, not having to chew is a dream, but that sounds delicious. Bimpy cooks his pasta for like 30 minutes now because he has like no teeth. So he just like...
But I'm wondering...
Yeah.
There's probably not much of a distance between the pureed carrot baby food and the French pureed carrots.
None at all. People are always like baby food, and I'm like, it's pureed carrots. If you feel better boiling some carrots and mashing them, go for it.
Knock yourself out. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Make sure babies are fed first.
Yes.
Ask around.
Amen. What is your favorite snack food today?
Oh my gosh, my favorite snack food today, besides the sliced cheese, I love and I crave, whether I start my day with it or in the afternoon between recipe testing, a bowl of oatmeal with a giant scoop of peanut butter. And the peanut butter melts and you stir it up.
I love oatmeal and peanut butter.
That's a really
but you need something liquidy in there or else it gets like paste. No?
Really?
What am I doing wrong? What kind of peanut butter are you using?
I usually use the Peanut Butter and Co. Smooth Operator.
Okay.
Or they have like a sugar-free one.
Maybe mine's too health food store.
It's too like, you have like the...
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's what my boyfriend eats. I can't do it. I need like a creamy, as close to Jif or Skippy as we can get without it being that.
I loved Jif and Skippy.
I mean, when I bake, I'll use that.
Sure.
That's, you know, but, and then I do microwave oats, another cheat, 2 minutes, done.
I do love using my microwave, and people always laugh when they come over and they're like, use your microwave?
Well, in my New York Times cooking recipe thing, I was like, microwave the dried ginger with the rum. And people are like, I don't have a microwave. And I'm like, boil it. I don't like, whatever. You can figure it out. But like, get a microwave.
What are you streaming right now? Music, movies, TV show?
We are streaming. Okay, that new gay hockey show just came out. Have you heard
of
this?
This?
It's called Heated Rivalry.
Heated Rivalry.
It's mostly just a few shots of hockey games, and then there's like a Canadian hockey player and a Russian hockey player, and they just like have sex. It's really good.
What network is
this
on?
It's on HBO. Everyone's talking about it. Except for you.
Oh my God. Okay, I got to get with it.
I don't know if it's good, but we're into it. There's a lot of good TV coming. But right now, we're trying to watch Oscar movies. Like, that's a big, or like predicted Oscar movies. You know, I'm a big awards season person.
What music are you listening to?
I don't
so much good music.
I don't listen to music.
Really?
My boyfriend does that for me. He like just puts stuff on, and I'm always like, who's this? I listen to podcasts.
I was just going to say.
Las Culturistas is huge.
Love them.
I listen to every award show podcast, like pop culture predictions, a lot of that stuff. Good Hang has been huge.
Good Hang is such a good show.
Good.
We just got our Spotify Wrapped yesterday for the podcast. A lot of people who listen to our show also listen to
That's great.
Amy Poehler's Good Hang. I was like, good. But they also listen to Dax Shepard and Joe Rogan.
Interesting.
I was like, what?
So weird.
Right?
That's a strange mix. My number one was Pop Culture Happy Hour on NPR, which I love.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I listen to horrible music theater, if anything. Horrible. Screaming in my kitchen alone. Because I can't sing, but I will like scream along.
Broadway soundtracks.
Yeah.
Such as?
Shitty, like Dear Evan Hansen songs where I'm like, what are you even saying? And I love it so much.
Okay. Come from big Broadway families.
Yeah.
So we love our Broadway soundtracks.
Yeah. And I do respect. I respect all theater. You know, every soundtrack has like the hits on the Broadway, but I'm deep in like the songs that don't stick in most people's heads.
We've learned so much about you. I love this. Okay, last two questions. Dream travel destination.
Oh my gosh. Well, we just went to Tokyo, which I'd been to twice, and I'd probably say is another one that I would want to go back to again. I haven't been to two places I haven't been. I want to go to Greece. It just feels like sexy. Like I want to go there, and also the food. Less sexy, but I do want to go at some point. Like I want to do Australia, New Zealand. But I'm like, is it like going to Canada?
No.
Okay.
No. I've been to Sydney once. It was not like going to Canada. First off, you can drive to Canada.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot drive to Australia.
I do really want to go to Australia.
Yeah. It was just so much fun. I remember going to the park by the Opera House.
Yeah.
It was lunchtime. Everybody was out jogging and everybody was in good shape. And I was like, how do they have time to go out and jog at lunchtime? And they were like, it's just the culture.
San Francisco
and the food
was like that when I moved there. When I was in my 20s, everyone was like, it's lunch, see ya. And I was like, in the cafeteria? Like, what do you mean? And they're like, no, I'm going to like fucking do something physical. And I'm like, ugh.
New York,
that
doesn't happen.
That's happen here. No,
definitely
you mostly
not.
just like cry on your lunch break.
Or if you take a lunch break.
I remember I was never
lucky enough to
happier in
take a
my
lunch
years
break.
working in Times Square than when they opened a Chipotle Express. I was like, I can get Chipotle in 15 minutes. Thank God.
It's the little things.
Different happiness.
Exactly. Last question.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea how you're going to answer this.
Okay, great.
And I usually can guess. If you'd be trapped on a desert island with one food celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. Trapped on a desert island with one food celebrity. Okay. What do I want to do most? It's like, we're not going to have food. I don't need to be like, oh, they would make good food. Just to serve. It's like either we're going to survive or we're going to have sex. What is a food celebrity anymore?
I love your reasoning, though, because a lot of people come on this and they immediately go for the food.
It's not going to be like a Whole Foods. Like, we're not.
And I'm
no
like,
kitchen.
really?
Yeah.
I hate to admit this, but I sometimes think the way you do. I'm like, don't you want to be trapped with like Anthony Bourdain or something?
Who's hot in the food space? There's this guy that I follow. He's so nice. We're like friends. He's so handsome. Do you know Gabe Bertuccini? Do you know who he is?
I don't, but now we all will because we're all going to look him up.
He's on the show called like Chow House. But anyways, he's so handsome. He would be really fun. Although I don't, who knows? He might just be like, hey sis, and we're like friends. And then I'm like, fuck.
Or he might want to cook with you.
He might want to cook. And then I'm like, sand? Can you make pasta with sand? It's not quite the same. It's flour. Who would it be? Ooh.
Ina is the number one answer.
Yeah, but like Ina and I, it's like putting the two of the same. We're both just kind of like, I like to sit on my couch and drink. You know what I mean? We're just going to die.
This is the most optimistic ending to the 2025 season. You and Ina are going to die on a desert island.
Oh, okay,
you wouldn't die because Jeffrey would. Jeffrey and Gus would find a way to rescue you both.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, my God.
You wouldn't be on that island for more than
Is it like
a day.
They're coming on a boat and it's Jeffrey and Gus are waving and they have baguettes and like brie?
That's the turnaround we need. You're not going to die on the desert island.
You saved us. Harry saved us.
Oh.
That's so cute. I don't care if those baguettes are stale. Ina might. I'd eat it.
Oh, my God. Dan,
Ina's like, if you can't get a fresh baguette, store-bought is fine. Okay. Sorry.
This was so much fun.
So cute. You're the best. This is so fun.
Oh, you're delightful.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself because we all love you.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope you have the happiest holiday ever.
You too.
That's it for today's show. Thank you so much to Dan Pelosi for joining me. Don't forget, tickets for Jubilee 2026 are on sale right now. And we have that great deal happening if you buy multiple Jubilee tickets. Our cake issue just dropped, and we'll be at Brasserie Le Banc in Charleston tomorrow, Thursday, December 11th, with Visa and Open Table. Our theme song is by the band Tra La La. Joseph Hazen is the studio engineer for Newsstand Studios at Rockefeller Center. Special thanks to Good Studio in Brooklyn. Our producers are Catherine Baker and Jenna Sadu. Our executive assistant is Bridget Pittman. And our head of partnerships is Rachel Close. Thanks for listening, everybody. You're the bomb.